Alright, good morning. It's day 2. I want to win this Pro Series so bad. I'm ahead by I think 1.5 inches or 1 3/4 inches, but I just got to put my head down and fish hard today. And first cast is right now, so let me get all set up and we'll get things rocking and rolling. Alright, there's first fish of the day. Not a big one, but he'll go on the board. Good one to get started with. Not till I look at the pictures. All right, there we go. Fish number 2, man, he's a fatty. He's been eating shad all night long. Ooh, I need to do that right now. Son of a gun. I hadn't tethered my phone. Okay. Fourteen and a half. Look at that, 14 and a half inches. Chubby. Big old chuck. Alright, here's fish number 2. Looks like it's about 15 inches, 16 inches. Or this fish number 3. I guess throwing that swim jig, making the choice to throw the swim jig this morning instead of the whopper plopper really paid off. I lost a couple of fish early on the whopper plopper and put it down. I'm throwing a greenfish tackle swim jig with a Z-Man paddle tail on the back. $14 3/4. Let's see if I can get my camera out. All right. There we go. Oh, snag. Oh my gosh, it's a big smallmouth. Holy cow. All right. I may have to do this one a little different. Look at this fish. Oh my gosh, I don't trust these things. They're gonna come off the board when I'm measuring them and everything else. Oh, look at that son of a gun. All right, he's a big one. All right. What am I gonna do? Let's at least give us a chance. I'm gonna go put the kayak over on the bank. What my son used to do when he was having issues like this. All right. Good to me, boy. Get your mouth closed. Oh, look at this son of a gun. Almost a 20-inch smallmouth. Holy cow. I'm gonna let him go. Thank you, sir. Let him go. Let's go catch another one. I'm shaking. That's what I love about tournament fishing. When it's good, it's great. When it's bad, you beat yourself to death. And it's been bad until this tournament. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go back to fishing. Oh, there's number 5. Number 5. Another 14 3/4. Course. Uh, 14 3/4. Number 5. All right, so kind of let me explain what's going on. We're right in the middle of a shad spawn. The shad run the banks, run the hard rock and trees laying in the water, anything hard, and they'll run up on them and bang their bodies up against it, and they'll spawn. You know, the eggs pop out, the males are with them and everything else. So they run the banks all night long, and the bass sit up here and gorge on them. Now, you only got a small window in the morning to fish it. As soon as that sun hits the water, they stop and the bass move out, and then you got to go find them on points or, you know, the ends of the laydowns or whatever else. The bass move around. But this morning, because we're in the middle of a shad spawn, and shad spawn typically starts about 72, 73 degrees is when the water gets about that temperature. They'll start to spawn, and it's usually post spawn for the bass, so it's like perfect. I mean, God set it up perfectly, because there's as soon as the bass need food, there's food. The shad are up there spawning, and they pull out and they go and they eat and they feed up and they get healthy again. And it's that way with all fish, you know. When they finish spawning, they have there's food readily available for them to be able to survive. But I'm pretty excited about this. It's a good little, it's probably my favorite time of the year. I love the shad spawn, but this is the first, I didn't even throw this swim jig yesterday morning. I threw it, I threw the fluke instead and a whopper plopper, and didn't even pick this thing up. And I probably won't fish it for much longer. I might go to the fluke now that I can see in the water. I just do better with the fluke when I can see the fish hit it. And I guess that's just the way it is. All right, let's get rocking and rolling. Oh, another big one. All right, come on. All right, little quick update. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. The transition just happened. They're no longer chasing shad. Sun is hard on the water, just about everywhere. And so my next step is to decide whether I'm going to go run pockets and try to catch keepers like I was with a fluke, or come out on these points and see if I can catch another 2 or 3 big smallmouth. And that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna hit these points for a little while with a shaky head, because I proved yesterday catching, you know, going back in those pockets, I can catch fish in the afternoon. Right now I need to get rid of these 14 inchers. I got that big 19.75, and then I got 14, 14, 14, and 13. And I'm 1 inch behind in the lead for today, but I don't know how many inches ahead for the Pro Series, tournament. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Go out here and hit some of these points. There's a real long one sitting in front of me. I'm gonna use my live scope and use my shaky head and go to town. Oh, great big one, great big one. Oh, oh. All right. Got him. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, I needed that. It's been a long time since I've caught a fish, and I needed this big one. Look at that son of a gun. Oh, yes. All right, this one will put me in the lead. If I can get it measured, pictured. Oh, mouth open. Come on, shut your mouth. Don't do that. That one's not good. What up, brother?
Dude, that's a pig.
I've got a 19 3/4 in my hand right now.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Okay, we'll take a picture. I'll call you back.
All right, just say 19. I mean 18 3/4 in my hand. Nah, let me. It's I gotta check my pictures in a minute.
Yeah, I'll call you back.
No, you're good. No, you're good. Keep talking.
Sure?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, dude, I switched to a shaky head, went over on a point and caught a largemouth that's 18 3/4. So.
Oh my gosh.
On a shaky head.
Gonna put you in the lead.
Yep.
You're only 2 inches back right now. You're gonna get rid of like what? 13?
A 13.
Wow, dude.
Yep.
That's awesome. Dude, what'd you get that big one on this morning?
A swim jig, just running the bank. It's a shad spawn.
No way.
Yeah, the shad spawn. I lost one about a little smaller than that after I caught that one.
Wow.
So, yep. I
Did
just
it
got to
train wreck the swim jig.
Yep. I just got to get a picture of this one with its mouth closed. Golly, it wouldn't close its mouth. Yep, I'm gonna have to try it again. I've got a decent one, but they're gonna ding me for having a mouth open. So
my heart's racing.
Dude, I'm pretty much relaxed. Of course, I haven't caught a fish in 2 hours. I had a limit by 6:30.
I know. I woke up and 5 fish.
Yep.
And a biggin.
Yep, and a biggin. So now I'm just biggin hunting. Is all I'm doing.
Is that the biggin of the tournament?
Yeah, it's the big fish of the tournament.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. I took you'll see it in the video, but I took my kayak all the way over to the bank, put it side up against the bank, put the net on the ground, got out of the kayak and measured the fish in the kayak with me standing to the side.
I know, I noticed that.
I was like, I am not losing this son of a gun. Because I had one flop on me yesterday, a smallmouth. And
no.
Yeah, probably about 17 incher, 16, 17 incher. And so I'm not having that happen again.
Hey Oliver,
so
I already got your orange juice over there, bro.
So yeah, man, I'll holler at you later. Let me get a good picture of this one.
Okay, I'll check it out.
All right, bye.
See.
All right, I'll try it again. All right, that was a little tough trying to get her to close her mouth or keep her mouth closed. She has got a weird shaped mouth when you close it, but 18 3/4, that's gonna put me in the lead. Golly. Let's see if I can get a good video of the release. There she goes. All right, so I caught that one on a swamp crawler, and as you can see, they've got chartreuse tails. I pre-dipped the tails in JJ's Magic just so I wouldn't have to worry about it during the tournament. It could be as fast and efficient as I can be. But the reason I'm using a swamp crawler, and I typically on a shaky head would use a trick worm, but these Missile Baits Warlock heads, which I have become one of my favorite shaky heads, they I just can't get a hook set very well with a trick worm. Either the trick worm plastic is too stiff, or this is just too small of a hook for a trick worm. And so I found that these swamp crawlers that are softer are easier to get a hook set in. Plus they have a lot more action because they're softer. So that's what I caught it on. So let me kind of explain where she was and what I was doing. I don't know if you guys can see the change in the color of the water. That's because that's a long, narrow point, or a long point. And there's not very many of them on this lake. It's a deep water lake. I'm sitting in 22 foot of water right now. And so this is kind of a post-spawn, where are the females going to hang out pattern. And what they're doing is there's several of them. And I like I said, I only got one to bite, but I can see them on live scope. But they're right along the edge of that point on the drop, and they're 10 feet deep, so it comes off at about 4 foot and then drops down to about 10 feet, and that's about where they've been hanging out for the last couple of days. But these are just, I mean, that's all I'm doing is just throwing up on that point and dragging this shaky head off. And when I find that there's a little bit of rock down at the bottom that lets me know I'm at about 10 feet, I start to shake it around and move, and I just fish slower. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I hope you guys can see that. If not, sorry. Well, anyway, shaky headed me a bass. Oh, gosh, you're skinny. 16 and a half. I don't know what I can do about that. Heck no. Oh well. Trying to see if I can get the shadow off his face, but it can't. Alright, I'll let him go. There he goes. Well, I freaking did it! Of course, we're home. It's raining outside, so we've got to film here in the office. And my office is an absolute disaster. But we did it. I won the Pro Series, and I won the one-day trail series. And so, like I said in the video, this is a 2-day event. Goes on Saturday, Sunday. Each of the trail series is a 1-day event, so one tournament on Saturday, one tournament on Sunday. But anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about how I did it and what I was using. First of all, I want to thank all my sponsors. Dude, I could not do this without without them. I know you guys hear that all the time from those of us who tournament fish, but they make it possible, from my motor guide all the way to my 13 fishing rods, all of the baits and everything from Gamakatsu and from Spro and from 13 and just the Cigar line and everything else. Those guys have been behind me 100% for as long as I've been with them. But let's talk about the baits. Now, most of the baits were not sponsored products. I'm going to sit down here, don't mind the mess in the back. I want to talk a little bit about the shaky head that I was using. I just want to tell you what it was. It was a Missile Baits Warlock head. And I love this shaky head, except the hook is too small really for a trick worm. So I went to a Zoom swamp crawler is what I went. Softer plastic, smaller worm. Dipped the tail in some JJ's Magic like I always do. Matter of fact, I dipped them all the night before so I wouldn't have to do it on the boat. Still smells like garlic. And then fished that on a medium power spinning rod. I broke that one on that big smallmouth the first day of the tournament. Switched over to a 13 Fishing Fate Black medium, and it finished the job. I mean, that's what I caught that big smallmouth on. That's what I caught the big largemouth on day 2 or on today in this video. Day 1, the Fluke was the thing, and I made a video about it, and I'm going to link to that, or you can go back and watch yesterday or watch the day 1 video about that one. But what did all the work first thing in the morning was a greenfish tackle swim jig. Okay, this is white with a little bit of blue glimmer in it, and I put a Z-Man paddle tail trailer on the back, same color. And the reason I did that is because I couldn't see the fluke, and so I put the fluke down, and plus the little fish were coming up and grabbing and spitting the fluke back out, so they weren't really into all of that. So I just started throwing this thing in it, and literally I had my first I had my limit in the first hour. So threw that on a medium heavy 7'3" Fate V3 with a Concept C reel. This is a 7:3 to 1 gear ratio reel. This is 17-pound test Cigar fluorocarbon. It did the work, man. I'm so happy that everything worked out. I made the right decisions finally, and really I think the difference was my practice. Instead of trying to find the big mega school of fish, which I love to do, and I've done it several tournaments, I went looking and figuring out what the lake was doing, what the fish were doing throughout the majority of the lake, hit as many areas as I possibly could during practice, and then made a decision on what I was doing, what I was going to do, and how I was going to do it. And I really think that was the difference. But thanks for watching, everybody. Mama got a little good paycheck. I got some hardware. My next tournament's in Utah at Pine View Reservoir. Never been there. It's going to be a smallmouth tournament, so it should be fun. But like I always say, be sure you introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out of the water, go and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see you.